What is up, everyone? I am your WWE pay-per-view champ and the Italian God, Ant, and I'm joined by my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Macho Man Dan. Dig it!
Dig it in, y'all. And you are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, WWE Monday Night Raw, May 2nd, 2022. Official recap. We were live in Greensboro, North Carolina for Raw, and we kick off Raw with the Bloodline along with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman says, he has a mic, if Bloodline recalls correctly, this is the time where we do this. He welcomes us to Monday Night Raw. Paul says you should put down your children and stand at your feet to revel in the greatness of our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And then Roman tells South Carolina to acknowledge him. Basically he's talking, and that's when RKBRO take out the Usos with RKOs out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre walks out, and McIntyre and RKBRO attack the Bloodline, and McIntyre and RKBRO are left standing in the ring. We know at WrestleMania Backlash the 6 men will face off in a 6-man tag. But Dan, my question for you is, who looks more on top between the two teams, RK-Bro and Drew McIntyre, or the Bloodline?
I'm gonna say the Bloodline. I mean, they have a man who literally hasn't been beaten in like 2-3 fucking years. They have the Usos, who pretty much like their cousin have not been beaten in a while. So it's like, I don't know. It doesn't look like that way, because it looks that way to me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like although RK-Bro and Drew McIntyre, like independently, separately, like they're great, I think together they're not going to really win. I think they'll have a good, chance possibly, but I don't think they're going to win. I think the Bloodline are actually going to keep that streak alive and well. But again, this is just a little promo to get us peaked up for WrestleMania Backlash. So not a lot there, but we then go to the Street Profits, who are backstage with Ezekiel, and Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy come up, and Kevin Owens says that, this is not Ezekiel, that's Elias. Chad Gable tells Ezekiel that lie detectors could be tricked, and he thinks that Ezekiel did that during their lie detector test a couple of weeks ago. And then Kevin Owens throws a drink in Ezekiel's face, and Profits have to hold back Ezekiel, which then leads us to our 6-man tag, the Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens taking on the Street Profits and Ezekiel. And this is a little weird here, seeing the Street Profits teaming with Ezekiel, because last week they kind of like cheated to win, but who knows what WWE is doing. But the match starts with a double drop kick turned into a triple to Otis. Otis nails a splash to Montez Ford. Kevin Owens nails a jumping moonsault to Ford, and he gets a 2 count. And then Ford nails an enziguri. Ezekiel hits Chad Gable with a spine buster and a delayed swinging suplex, but Otis breaks it up. Ezekiel punches away at Kevin Owens, but Owens trips Ezekiel, allowing Chad Gable to roll up Ezekiel to get the win. And Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens are your winners. So do you think when Kevin Owens and Ezekiel do fight one-on-one, who do you think will win that match?
I mean, knowing WWE, it's probably going to be Ezekiel, but I mean, I hate this thing, if I'm being honest. I hate the Ezekiel crap. I mean, is it really necessary?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I honestly, I think it's a cool gimmick because it's different. Like, he looks like completely different, but it is corny too at the same time, because it's like,
it's not even, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's not even like this. It's not even like the storyline's never been done before.
Yeah.
It's been done a few times. It's been done for, like, example, Mr. America. I've said this a few times, and I will always stand by this. I think that was stupid, and I think this is stupid now. No matter how many times you try and make it relevant, it's not. It just isn't.
Yeah, it's very strange, but this is what Raw is doing. We then go backstage and we find out that if AJ Styles beats Damian Priest tonight, then Damian Priest will be banned from ringside at WrestleMania Backlash for AJ's match against Edge. We then see Sonya Deville talking to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce tells her that upper management wants Sonya to compete with only just regular, without any power, just basically just being a wrestler. And he makes a 6-woman tag match to main event. Asuka, Liv Morgan, and the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair against Becky Lynch, Sonya Deville, and Rhea Ripley, and that's our main event. We then have another squash match where Veer Mahaan destroys Bert Hansen, and Veer nails a cervical clutch to get the win. After the match, Veer attacks Bert and applies the cervical clutch between the ropes. Not a lot to go here with this, just Veer constantly destroying people. What do you think of Veer? Do you like him?
Not really. No.
Yeah, it's not really anything good. It's just him destroying people.
But isn't Veer the guy like the head for like vignettes for like months and months?
Yep, he's here and he's just destroying everybody.
If I'm gonna be honest, I know this is gonna sound like weird, but I feel like he's kind of like I guess he's kind of like a duplicate, or not like an exact duplicate, but a duplicate of like Umaga or something. I don't know. That's just what he kind of reminds me of.
Yeah,
Am I weird to think that at all?
No, I can see, because Umaga, when he came out, he just destroyed everybody. But I think there's a little bit more depth to Umaga with this guy. He's just like, I don't know. He's just there destroying people. But it is a good comparison. He is destroying people, and I wonder who will be the first one to take on Veer. Next, we have Damian Priest with Edge taking on AJ Styles, where we get a pre-taped interview from Edge before, and Edge says, I know most of you don't like me anymore. Maybe you despise me, but that's because you despise yourselves. It is a miracle that you can put on your shoes, wobble, and count high enough to find your seats in this ring. AJ, or it's not a pre-taped interview, this is actually a real like live interview, sorry. AJ, just know you're rushing headlong into pain and judgment at WrestleMania Backlash. So AJ, you played your games. Now you find out punishment you will receive. And then AJ comes out. Match is a lot of back and forth action. Damian Priest nails a big boot. AJ nails a Pele kick. And then Priest catches AJ in the south of heaven that gets a 2 count. And then AJ rolls up Damian Priest and gets a 3 to win. So Damian Priest will be banned from ringside. But after the match, Edge and Priest attack until Finn Balor runs out and makes the save for AJ. And after Balor and AJ do the Bullet Club taunt. So pretty much we're seeing Finn Balor help AJ. Do you think this is going to be a new tag team, or do you think this is just a one moment type thing? Dan, you there, Macho Man? So what do you think? Do you think that Finn Balor and AJ Styles are going to be a team going forward, or do you think that this is just a one-off situation with Balor helping Styles?
I mean, look, I don't know if you remember this, but we have had an AJ Styles versus Finn Balor match before, and after that, they did the too sweet. I think it's just a one-time thing because we've seen this before. I mean, would I love to see them team up? Yeah, I would. I would absolutely love to see that, but I just don't see that being an actual thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't see them bring, like, the Bullet Club to WWE. I mean, they had the opportunity to do it with AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, but I don't know, just didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I feel like, again, this might have been a way to sort of help him. I feel like if Edge's stable builds, I think there will be more people that will want to team up to take him down. But I do agree. I think right now it was just sort of like a one-off situation. Moving on, we have Miz TV with Mustafa Ali. Miz says, I'm happy to see you. Mustafa Ali's mic doesn't work. And Miz says, it's your act because everyone forgot about you when you went away. Don't go to Twitter and complain. And Ali says, the only thing to complain about is that you still work here. Ali says, when I feel unheard, I go to the WWE Universe because they're the only ones that matter. That's when the United States champion Theory walks out, and Theory says, I have something to say that everyone cares about. I suggested to Vince McMahon that Miz's loss will be rid from the record books because it wasn't right. Ali says, I want to fight to challenge for that United States title. And then Theory says that, okay, fine. You got a championship contenders match tonight. You can't beat me. I don't know if you can handle all the heat. And that's when Ali accepts, let's do this. And then Theory says, well, your contenders match will be a handicap match. Myself and The Miz against you. So it's a handicap match. And Theory pulls down the rope, so Ali goes flying outside. Ali nails a neck breaker on The Miz and gets a 2 count. But The Miz is able to nail a skull-crushing finale and gets a 3 count. So The Miz and Theory win here. It looks as if eventually The Miz is going to turn on Theory and challenge for the title. But do you think Mustafa Ali should challenge for the United States title?
I don't think right away. I mean, what I would like to see him do it, but right away, as he literally just came back, a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see that being the right move to do it, like, right as he comes back. That's not the smart idea. The smart idea is to build him up a little bit, get him some actual credibility, then have him challenge for the title.
I agree. I think that I do agree. He needs to maybe fight his way up a little bit, and then go after it. But I do think we will see The Miz and Theory down the line too, which I'm excited about. Something I'm not excited about.
I don't know. Miz has had so many tag partners. I mean, he's turned on pretty much all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to turn on this guy. It's going to be fine.
I don't know why people keep trusting him. I mean, he's obvious,
I think because they look at it like he's able to sort of
manipulate people.
Yeah, and sort of he's able to sort of bring them, let them have a moment on TV or something. I don't know. I wouldn't trust The Miz if I was out there.
I wouldn't either.
Well, something I don't trust is a stupid 24/7 title match. The champion Nikki Ash taking on Dana Brooke. Obviously, Dana Brooke wins. And then, to be honest with you, I fast forward through this. This is sort of a bathroom break moment. And Dana Brooke basically says she wants a divorce from Reggie. So that was the only thing that really mattered from that. And again, that really didn't matter. So I'm not even going to really talk about it. We then have Seth freaking Rollins. He comes out and he goes, last week we celebrated Randy Orton. I thought we should celebrate a fashion icon, a global sex symbol, a visionary, Seth freaking Rollins. Tonight is about me. Tonight is Seth freaking Rollins Appreciation Night. Seth says, Cody Rhodes tried to steal my spotlight at WrestleMania Backlash. I'm going to show that I am the spotlight. Some of you have forgotten just how good I am. I am the standard barrier in this industry. And Seth says, I had my people make the greatest highlight reel ever of myself. But before you can hear that, Cody Rhodes comes out. Seth says, why are you sticking your nose where it doesn't belong? Cody says, congrats, Seth. My victory at WrestleMania is like an albatross. You're sitting in this Johnny Polo garb. He was wearing an old school sort of purple. It was a weird, I can't describe it. It had some kind of where are those tree calls? Palm trees on them. It was very weird. It didn't really fit him, but that's just Seth Rollins being strange. He basically says that I've been a gentleman, but I feel like you're going to cross the line that you don't want to cross. I can tell that you are a great wrestler, but I can also tell that you are delusional. And Seth says, that's rich coming from you. Your father wrestled 1,000 times, but just like you, he was an egomaniac who thought he transcended the business. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Dusty was delusional, and so are you. Seth then says Dusty wanted to be WWE champion, but he wasn't good enough. And as long as I'm here, Cody, you won't be either. And that's when Cody and Seth fight. And then Cody lands a Cody cutter and he tosses Seth Rollins' jacket into the crowd. So now Seth has brought Cody's father into this. My question is, whose side are you on in this, Cody or Seth?
See, now that's tough. I love both of them. I love that Cody Rhodes is back. I've loved him in WWE. I've loved him for so many years. But I really like Seth's gimmick right now. Like, I don't know how to describe it. He's doing some of the best work he has in years, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know. I really don't care who comes out of this on top, but I'm going to be honest. I feel like they shouldn't have thrown both of them in at the same time. Because if you ask me, Cody needs the win, and so does Seth.
Yeah, because they both have something to prove, man.
Yeah, so, and plus, if you think about it, pretty much the past few months, every time Seth's been in the feud, think about it, Edge, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, every time he's done something, he's pretty much lost it. I mean, he hasn't really won anything, or at least proved anything in so long.
Yeah.
Cody, who just came back to WWE, can't really afford a loss, as he's literally just coming back to the company. You know what I mean?
I think we're gonna see here this sort of idea, because like for me, and we'll talk more about it when we cover in our prediction episode, but I think it's becoming the idea of Seth Rollins has been on top since 2014. And so they're looking at it as like, if you want to get to that title, you have to beat the man. And I think people like Seth Rollins, I think he deserves the win. But I do think that he is the type of wrestler that if he does lose, you're not going to think less of him, I think. Because he's like a Shawn Michaels in the sense of the matches that he's had. You know, you said all those people in every match with those guys, you know, whether he won or lost, they had a great match. And he's the common denominator there. So.
Okay. You're right when you say that. But at the same time.
I do think for him to credible in the sense of being like the main WWE champion, he needs to win more. But if he's just being like a mid-card, you know, sort of like you have to vanquish me to keep moving, then he can keep losing. But if he wants to be that champion, he needs to win. But I do like this storyline. I do like this, you know.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they can put on a great match. They are great wrestlers. They can definitely put on a show stealer. But I don't know. Like I said, I just don't think either one of them can really afford a loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Well, someone's gonna lose at Backlash, unless they have it be a draw, and then we'll talk. All right. Then our next match. This match I'm not really gonna talk highly of like much about. Cedric Alexander is taking on Bobby Lashley. During it, MVP and Omos come out and trash Lashley. Lashley sends Cedric into the post hard outside, nails a spear, and applies a hurt lock, and that's it. You know that Lashley will take on Omos at WrestleMania Backlash. Nothing really to talk about here, just Lashley destroying people. Yep. We now are at our main event, a 6-woman tag match. The Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Liv Morgan taking on Sonya Deville, Becky Lynch, and Rhea Ripley. Before the match, we see Nikki ASH backstage. Dewdrop walks up to her and says, "Are you done playing around?" Nikki says yes, and they both smile at each other. That will be a cool tag team because they're both, I think they're both Scottish, if I'm correct, right? Yeah. Nikki Cross and Dewdrop.
I guess, yeah.
That would be interesting. But let's go to the match. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch fight to start. Liv nails a knee in the corner. Liv nails a missile drop kick, and then Liv dives onto Rhea Ripley outside. Becky Lynch nails a flying leg drop and gets a 2 count. Belair nails a shoulder tackle to Rhea Ripley. A double superplex by Rhea Ripley and Sonya Deville to Bianca Belair. Asuka nails a running kick to Sonya. Sonya then kicks Liv Morgan with a knee to Liv's jaw and gets a 2 count. Liv Morgan nails an oblivion on Sonya Deville and gets a 3. So Liv Morgan, Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, and Asuka are your winners. Who do you think will challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title next?
That's a tough one. I think it should be Alexa Bliss.
I hope she shows up.
Yeah.
I feel like WWE hasn't wanted to do anything with her for a long time, but I would like to see Alexa Bliss because I don't think I've ever seen the two of them go one-on-one. That would be pretty interesting. Yeah. For me, I feel like they're going to do like a Rhea Ripley. I feel like they're going to do one of those people because right now it's been Sonya Deville.
I mean, I'm not saying Rhea Ripley's a bad choice, but isn't I was going to say, isn't she in a thing with Liv Morgan?
She is. She's fighting with Liv Morgan now.
Yeah, that's why I was like, but that's why I don't think they're going to do Rhea Ripley.
They could do like right now. Go ahead.
Because if not, I would say like Liv Morgan.
They could do like a face versus face.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. That's just a choice of mine.
See, man.
Yup.
But this Raw, like, it wasn't really. We were kind of like, yeah, because like really nothing a lot happened. There really wasn't a lot. You know, it was a good episode. Like the fighting was good. You know, the promos were good, but there wasn't
really much happened.
Yeah, not a lot's going on. But from that, Dan, what was your moment of the night?
Probably the Miz TV segment.
Okay. For me, I liked the Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes promo. I thought that was I'm excited for that match at Backlash. So they did a good job. But we hope you're excited for WrestleMania Backlash. That was our Raw episode. Stick around because coming out, dropping, will be our WrestleMania Backlash prediction. I will be defending my WWE pay-per-view title, and I will be holding on to it because I will be beating this man, Dan, here.
We'll see about that, sir.
So stay tuned for that, and we will be back with our WrestleMania Backlash recap and our Raw recap, SmackDown recaps, a lot more stuff coming. Stay tuned, be safe, and we will see you at WrestleMania Backlash. Bye.
Bye.